Hi, I'm Julie with Pumpware and today's Diabetes Tidbit, which is, what is age appropriate? You often get a lot of questions about, how early did you start Nikki with, testing herself? Type of questions. And, I think it's all really based on, you as a family, what you believe. With us, Nikki was diagnosed at 2.5, and we knew that this was going to be a life-changing event and that it was something she was going to have to do for the rest of her life. So we tried to instill a lot of things with her early on. Obviously, a lot of supervision was always in place. But for example, one thing, and we looked at, what the thing was. Obviously, we weren't letting her, do her pump on her own, where she was dispensing insulin. But at 2.5 years old, we did start with, oops, hold on. Hey, Toby, come here. Come here. So with testing, we did start her very early, like right as soon as she was diagnosed, 2.5. I think kids take a lot of how we react, that gets instilled in them. So we try to make it into a game. Like, for example, she would, we'd say, okay, Nick, it's time to test. And, she would run into her dad and they would start at the same time to see who could test the quickest. And, then we would look at what the numbers were. And we started her right off the bat with her numbers as a high, low, and in-between number, telling us. So she started to learn her numbers and, what those numbers were. We never called them good or bad. They were always high, low, or in-between numbers. But we tried to make a game out of it so that, she would want to do it and that she would learn how to do it. Did she test herself all the time at 2.5? Absolutely not. But we tried to start to instill those things in her so she would know how to do it if she had to do it. And that really helped, especially when she started to go to kindergarten, because then we got into a classroom situation and we wanted her to be able to test on her own and, anywhere, not on her own, but anywhere under supervision. And it really helped because she could test herself and then the aide or whoever was in the classroom could really just relay the numbers. So we really found that to be quite helpful. So I think it's an individual thing, and you have to look at each activity because there's different age appropriateness for each activity. But as far as testing, that's what we did. That was our opinion, totally our opinion. I know everybody does things differently, but we just felt that, if she's going to have to do this for the rest of her life, it's something that we could start her off with, right then and there. And under supervision, we were able to make a game out of it, and she learned things really, quite well. So this is Julie from Pumpware.